Well, well, well. Look what we have here.
Hello
it is
there.
Wednesday, and it is February 16th, and I am here with Arm and Xavier, and we're doing our final show for the week, which is today's
Some
incredibly
Thursdays off.
ridiculous show. Some Thursdays and some Fridays. I mean, let's admit it. Doing this show 3 days a week, it's like you're almost happy when he's off, like for a week.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
To have that little vacation from doing this show. I don't know what possessed me to think that this was like a working project
Good
for
idea.
the entirety of the year.
I told you, and you shut me down in mid-sentence. I said the first 9 holes of golf you play at the end of the day, and you want to go to a buffet with prime rib, you're going to curse this that you have to rush back and do this and to talk about Chris Wilding.
But you know what? I do what I want. So if you know what, I swear to you, like
kill people.
Today, but before the Chris Wilding Rashaan wrap-up show fight occurred, I told Xavier, I was like, I think we have like 8 clips maybe. This will be like a half-hour show.
Yeah.
And then I just started clipping, and I was like, Jesus Christ. Oh, wait, hold on. Somebody's saying hello, guess who? Well,
Hello, you. Hello, you.
Hello. Guess who?
Amazing.
pretty freaking amazing, my
Can I get a
friends.
Gilbert Chew, please?
Oh, sure, absolutely. Hold on, let me get that.
Thank you.
Gilbert Chew. Oh. Oh my God.
Can I put my finger in your ass?
Jesus Christ.
These are all 15, 16 years. I've seen better updates from Sega Dreamcast.
This is
They're all
this is my ringtones. Actually.
So yeah, I don't know
mind.
how we found this. How did we find this? Xavier?
You know what? I don't even remember at this.
I don't
point.
remember either. I think we were looking for something else, and
Yeah,
then this
we
popped
found
up.
it. Yeah.
And we were like, holy shit. And so I was cleaning up my computer today, and I found it, and I was like, oh my God.
I need a cock.
I love all of this.
Musculature. Tickle my tits.
Isn't this amazing, you guys? I love this.
You know, that's what whenever my mom calls me, the ringtone is tickle my tits.
Oh my God! Look who it is! It's Red Bar himself, Mike David with the Dreamcast.
Hi, Mike
follow-up.
David.
Mike, welcome back. I heard you coming back soon. I cannot wait for your 12-hour show. You need to give it to Dalia and Rogan. We need you, my friend. You are the best broadcaster, and you are a force of nature, a juggernaut. And we were all piss
Better
hands
for it?
compared to you. Yeah, we're all better for it.
You cheap, money-grubbing bastards.
Aw, poor Riley.
Speaking of money, bro, take all your money. If you're going to donate to anyone's Patreon, Mike Redbar David is the only one you should be giving it to. Besides
Oh, that's.
us.
Do
You're
you
at the
spell that
Yo-Yo-Yo,
Radio
still
Gunk?
sick.
Yeah.
No, I-
PayPal?
How do you
of
spell
course.
Mike's Patreon?
It's
R-A-D-I-O-G-U-N-K?
Hang on. I got the spelling. It's RADIO
Wait, let me write that down.
GUNK at
Yeah.
PayPal.
PayPal. All right,
That's
but
right.
seriously, I don't want. What is he saying? I don't want a Rise and Fall of Stuttering John episode. Please, please, please make it happen. Please, for my health. Rise and Fall of
I
Stuttering
thought you liked
John.
Stuttering John, Mike.
I am
It's
not out of
it's a weird
control. We found this, and then I lost it, and then I found it again. And
Yes,
so now I'm
right.
just really
Okay, well-
excited to be able to play Fred's entire soundboard for you guys.
It's like
Yeah,
doing-
okay.
It's like watching.
Yeah, you do it when you get here. You'll
Yeah.
do it.
Whatever, dude.
You are out of control. Yeah, it's like
Scores,
watching-
man, is about having
Oh my
fun,
God,
motherfuckers.
I'm not gonna get a word in edgewise tonight, am I?
As soon as-
Everything. It's gonna be like.
all right.
Okay, we're gonna try, and what we're going to do. No, you don't need an episode on John's fall from grace. That's like
Everybody's
that's silly. That's almost
all the internet's doing it.
exactly. Go to Who Are These Podcasts, and they'll be more than happy to share with you everything they do. They're like a little bit obsessed. Yes, and
But to
Lou.
quote Carly Simon, Mike, it should be you're the one doing it because nobody does it better.
I think your voice is getting better, Johnny, if I'm not correct.
Well, if I sing at the end of the show, it's gonna sound like after 3
Yes,
hours.
Tiger
how
Lily,
good-
he is.
All right, we're going to start our show. And today was like a really weird show. I really thought this would be like a half-hour show, but as the day got longer and he had finished talking about his wife and his mother and the cum hat, which pretty much seems to take up the entirety of the week, this week and last week. It's just it's just a weird it's just a weird show, and I think they're letting this Chris Wilding go uncontrolled. I mean, the shit he was saying to Rashaan and to Gary was kind of shocking to me, and it was almost in a Shuli kind of way. Like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like
he's
Shuli
definitely-
always thought he was all self-entitled and,
Yes.
you know, deserving of being
Yep.
like in the room with them all the
Oh,
time
he
and
jumped
stuff like
right
that.
into Shuli's grave. There's no
He
question about it.
absolutely did.
Shuli-
But he's
I thought
worse.
He's worse.
He's worse.
He's more
That's not
attention
even
starved.
possible.
It's
It's
so
close, though.
possible. Wait
It's
till you hear
close.
it. It's just kind of ridiculous. And I broke it up. I broke it up into like 6 parts, and yeah, it is the Chris Wilding era.
His
this is where we are
fight
now.
with Gary is very reminiscent of Shuli's fight with Gary.
Absolutely.
And it was so eerily similar.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of interesting things here. I'm glad that John went back in and recorded part of the wrap-up show to hear what they had to say about it as an aftermath. But we will get to that momentarily. We're going to start today, as we have started every show this week, month, talking about Howard's mother. And I feel like he's like super disrespectful to them at this point.
You think?
Yeah, you think? But worse than he's been before, I think.
Everything's scripted.
But you know what? Some of the stuff that
Everything
he
is
does.
scripted. Don't be
Okay, I agree with
naive.
you. I agree with you, Jackie Chair. But I'm telling you that this is kind of he's going into this weird space. Like, you know, we've all had somebody pass away on us, obviously, and you know we know that what that feels like. And he's never had that happen to him, and he's never had somebody close to him pass away, and so to hear a guy who's almost 70 having to deal with very, very aged parents and them passing on.
He's a sociopath too, so
No
what's
kidding.
close to him is like 3 people. What he would consider a loss is even less than a normal person because he just has himself elevated over everything and he feels for nobody. So his loss, it's even less than that. You know,
Yeah.
he's 68, and do you know anybody that's almost 70 that has no significant loss in their life?
No.
I don't know anybody 50 who has
40.
some significant loss in their lives. I know that a couple of people are chatting about how he said that his mother has had no visitors and stuff like that. I do have all of these clips as well. So we're going to talk about that as we move on. So they happen to be in alphabetical order. So let me figure out where to start. Give me a second. Come hat.
Ugh.
Howard's mom. Okay, so let's start with the slew of doctors, including Dr. Shiflets, as we know.
She's got some great doctors, I'll tell you that. You know, numero uno is Dr. Schlopmitz. She's got new, I don't mention names, but
Why not? Why not?
there's a pain management guy. There's a neurosurgeon guy. There's, Dr. Agus has weighed in. There's a doctor who coordinates all the other doctors. I know them all. Then there's some
That's
wonderful
expensive.
nurses.
You get when you're almost up to 8 people.
I'm up to 8 people. Oh, that's nothing. Then there's Sonia the nurse and
Oh, jeez.
What
yeah,
what
my
is your
mom
special?
collects
What is your
doctors like
speciality?
baseball cards. You know what's ironic in all of this?
Can you turn it up to a little
What's
low?
ironic is
Yeah,
my
just
mother,
crank it up a little bit.
when I was a boy, my
that?
mother would
Perfect.
complain
Good,
about
good.
old people, and she goes, "These old people, all they do is go to the doctor all day, and it's horrible. You hear them in every minute with the doctor and the doctor. It's 'cause they're lonely, and they feed off the Medicaid system."
This is okay. This is where he's going.
Yes, Tiger Lily. It's actually a different show than the ones
Yes.
we played.
Here
It's
we are,
not the same
Wednesday.
show.
Lazy
This is all new.
radio.
New for Wednesday. So since he's talking about his dad, I want you to hear him making fun of his 98-year-old father, right? Is that how old he is?
Yeah.
Something like this? All right, this is him talking about his dad.
Like, my dad's lost his marbles, I mean, he's got his marbles, but he can't really articulate
But they're
anything.
locked
You have the marbles, buddy.
inside
Right.
of
Yeah.
a body that can't hear or communicate, right?
Yeah, and we don't even know if my mom hasn't been there for a while, and, he,
Has he asked, where is she?
Yeah, he does. He's like,
Okay.
Well, he doesn't even know her name. Like,
Wow.
well, you kind of know what he means.
Dickbag.
Why is he such a dick? Like, who's that dicky to their parents?
Does he think
like
this
that?
is clever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, does he think this is clever to anybody?
Yeah.
He has no more arrows in that quiver. This is all he knows
It's
to
like,
do.
Yeah, okay.
So here's a couple in a row about his mom. First talking about her wanting to go into hospice. Then him talking about how he's on a misery tour because she's making him miserable. Then talking about how no one visits her. And then Robin being just an absolute see you next Tuesday. So let's start with the first one and we'll make our way down.
And my nightmare. It was great because my sister was at college and I would sit at home and listen to my mother. I'd sit at her feet and listen every day to her misery. But I guess she's settling into her sadness. And
she's depressed.
she said she wanted to go to a hospice. I go, you're not at that point. You're not going to any hospice. You're fine.
Yeah, she can't live for years at a hospice. That's not what it's about.
Well, right now, I think she wants to live for years at the hospital.
I don't know. I don't know how you generate a fake giggle off that. I don't know. I don't know how that comes out of you.
Yeah, it's costing me a lot of dough, too. I got to set her up with, I got full-time aid already. Plus, I pay for the place they're in, their apartment. And then, and now I'll probably have to get like a full-time nurse type, so.
Didn't he just say that he had a nurse? Didn't he just tell us that there was a nurse?
He can't get his story straight.
Yeah.
He literally can't.
All right, so here he is talking about his misery tour.
I'm on the misery tour. I'm like a band that can't stop touring. I just, I'm in that misery loop. But yeah, so who knows what's going to be, but yeah, I'm taking care of my mom, my dad. And, the Bible says that's your honor to do that. And I want to meet the man who wrote
What
that.
else do you do that the Bible says?
How about your cousin
Yeah.
Stacy?
That's about it, actually.
Asshole. All right, here's the clip he was talking about, Pibble Girl, about Tiger Lily, about how no one visits. It was actually his mom bitching about how nobody has visited. Let's hear it.
She'll say to me,
No one visited me yet today. I haven't seen any.
I go, Mom, stop it. You got 57 people visiting you. You can't be there every second.
I can't be there at all.
That could be what this is all about.
Absolutely. I talked to, that's another guy I got. I got the geriatric psychiatrist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I got, it's all about depression. Geriatric depression.
But it's also like, she wasn't getting enough attention.
Like, fuck you, Robin.
How much of this is fictitious, wigtitious, made
all,
up, and
dude,
how it's all?
Okay, first of all, he's still talking about shit from his childhood. We're talking. Okay, point of reference here. We're talking about something that happened over 60 years ago. Like literally, I'm not joking. Ernest Hemingway, Ty Cobb was still alive when this shit that he's going on in 2022 is what he's like. Why is he still talking about this shit? Like 60 something years ago is when this shit happened.
Because
Sputnik was still not a thing.
Yeah, but please do go on about how they,
he's
they
talking
didn't play
about
baseball
it like,
with you.
like it's like he's talking about it like it happened fucking yesterday.
Yes,
because
exactly.
he can't
Like,
talk
dude,
about his actual personal life. That's why.
Seriously,
this is all
Ernest Hemingway was still alive when this stuff that he claims happened that traumatized him. My God, 60-something years.
I like what David said, though. Robin is laughing because she most likely lied about her father's abuse after he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Of course she's laughing.
Everything with him it's just it's a fraud. He's fake.
Yeah.
It's, you know what? Once again, it's lazy radio. It's easier for him to bitch about something that didn't happen than I can say, well, I had a normal childhood.
The parents can't push back. When's the last time Ben or Ray could push back?
Now, of course they can't.
The mid-90s? The mid-90s?
Pierce,
So
fear
you could
not.
just-
We're literally off of Howard's mom in like one more clip. You just need to hear Robin was being a bit of a dick, and I'm not necessarily sure why. Like, first off, the way we always talk about like Seinfeld, nobody on that show is supposed to have empathy, and we always like shows where there's nobody on the show to like.
Right.
You know what I mean? like we tend to gravitate towards shows where everybody's so fucking despicable.
But on
that you just
Seinfeld,
don't
some of
wanna-
those people have charisma without trying to have it. On this show, nobody has actual charisma, and they're trying to have it.
Thanks,
Like
Radio
you
Bell.
like George, and you
Thank
like
you.
Elaine, and you're not supposed to, but you do.
No,
on
you're
this
not
show,
supposed
I
to.
don't like anybody.
Well, listen to this clip, which I just found amazing. Just let me play this for you, and you just tell me what you think about Robin.
Hemingway shoves off to see the house.
It's awesome. Can't tell you how I didn't see this coming. Because my old man was always like, "You're a moron. You can never make a living. You're so stupid."
60-something years
now
ago.
look who's supporting who.
60-something
He's so
years
bright.
ago.
Listen,
He
He
didn't
probably
make it.
does. He remember doing any of that stuff? You know, like
I
I
don't
love how people as they get older they forget how horrible they were earlier.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I don't know
they
what he
don't have
knows.
any I never did that.
how do you know, Robin?
She's 70.
I'm going as
Get
far as
older.
I don't think Ben Stern ever said that to him.
No.
I don't think that's
so
ever
why
been
not?
uttered. I don't think there's unless I hear actual footage of it or him saying. I don't believe a word of that. I don't think he ever said that to him. He worships his Jewish prince. They both
Absolutely.
do. He's a I mean, I don't. Had you know anybody who didn't do yard work from Generation X? He's almost 70, and that generation was taking care of the. He didn't have chores. He didn't have to cut a lawn. He had it made. His parents worshipped him.
Absolutely.
Don't believe a word of this horseshit.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So that's the saga of his mother right now, and I feel that there's going to be a break in the stern chink, a chink in the stern armor.
These
this year.
doctors have nothing
Sauce on
better
side?
to do than obsess over a 94-year-old woman. This team of 15
Dude.
specialists. How on earth could this possibly be real? They have nothing else to do but pander to his every whim. Really,
Yes.
there's no ethic. There's no. I just don't. I buy 10% of that.
Yeah, I agree with
10%
you.
seems a bit much.
Well,
I'm
I
being
gotta believe
generous.
that she's miserable. I believe that she's sick. I believe that she's in the hospital. I believe the basic premise to the story, because obviously he hasn't seen the parents haven't seen each other in a while, and
There's a guy in the chat called Dennis DeMiller. You see this guy? He goes, Seinfeld's a hip cat. His act is drier than a Koshin marathon runner at the height of Ramadan as he read the Talmud.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? Could be anybody.
all right, it's
Nobody-
okay. The dude's name is called Producer Michael, right? That's the one.
Mike Redbar?
No, Xavier.
I'm looking it up right now. So
Yeah, I got it. The biggest, most expensive house in the world. So just so you can see a little clip of him. Hold on a second. Let me share this with you
His
guys.
name
so you may
is
appreciate.
Enees. Last name is Yelmazer. And if you like to just see how the other side lives, you should check out his channel. Him and
Yeah,
his partner
this is-
Mikey are very.
This is him.
Very good
Are you
at
talking
what
about
they
this
do.
guy?
Hang on.
Monique, what kind of benefits you
Let me
think
do a
his
share.
parents
I'll
had?
tell you what. I'll do a
minus
share
Howard?
screen. Let me do a quick share, and you can pop it up for a few seconds so people can see.
Oh, I think I have it. Hold on, I think I have
Go
it.
for it.
Here, is this it?
Hang on.
Are you talking about the guy with the funny
no,
shirts?
No, absolutely not. You couldn't.
But I know it is big.
love
But
this
one
guy.
thing you guys need to know: 10 years in the making, right? 10 years.
Stop. Thank you.
Okay.
Here, I'll just do it. There you go.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah,
Tell me when, I'll play it.
that's it.
Oh,
That's his channel.
can you
And,
command
I mean, I
Zoom?
don't think we're gonna go into this, but
No, but they're ridiculous. The houses are just like stupid.
yeah.
The
The
one straight
one
ahead looks
is
like
the one.
Howard's
Did you
Palm
see
Beach
1, 2,
house.
3, 4 down $295 million? You never saw anything like this in your life,
Yeah,
like ever.
What was really fun is the other one in Bel Air that was it's even more, probably more expensive than that, and they're touring it and they're like, wait, come here, there's a racquetball court in his house.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
And it's so funny because when you look at them,
a
it's like
bowling
everybody
alley.
did the same shit. They did the bowling alley, did these like ridiculous closets. Like,
oh my God, yes.
yeah,
yes.
Howard
They're
is
fun
just
to
part
watch.
of that
But
stable.
once again, Howard is part of that lifestyle.
Yes.
Howard, it didn't have to think about money compared to what he spends just for his homes to exist.
The grocery deal. We found out Beth has her own little kitchen. And Just the groceries.
Exactly.
Just the helicopter port right next to
with
that
that
house.
in mind, am I supposed to feel sorry for him to have to spend a couple bucks on his 94-year-old mom?
He thinks you're stupid, X. Don't you understand? He thinks you're stupid. He's not going to tell you anything.
The people that buy are stupid.
He knows how much he bilked these fans, and it's not out of modesty, and it's not out of any embarrassment. It's because he knows how angry the fans will be if he knows exactly the lifestyle because of what he doesn't do, how bad this show is, and how much time off he has. This whole shit with his mom is so he can have the summer off. He's worried about his fucking summer.
Exactly.
That's all he cares about.
Exactly. Like, how many of us have a chef kitchen? Come on.
No.
You know,
he's got Kimmel coming over in July for 2.5 weeks. And that's all he's thinking about.
Exactly. So it's like, oh no, poor Howard. He's so burdened by having to pay for his mom.
David says also him making fun of his mom for saying she's alone, and for him to come back at her saying you got 58 people around you and she wants you. She doesn't want 58 people around her.
Oh no, David's right. Think about that all the stuff he played so far. He dances around it in all the scenario. He never mentions himself ever being near her. He somehow is never talking about him being with her in the same room. He just manages to dance around it for many,
and Tiger
many
Lily, I think that they didn't plan. Well, here's the thing. Like I know my father retired from his city job when he was like 51 years old, and
it's pretty good.
For a fact, he got paid more in pension after he was retired than he got paid working. Like he was retired longer than he was working, and you know, I think when you get to be 97 years old, no, you don't plan for still being alive.
Doesn't your dad get SAG benefits from Uncle Vanya?
Yes, that's exactly right.
It didn't kick in?
No, that has not kicked in yet.
Okay.
We're still waiting for those.
Okay.
We're still waiting for that. All right. We got lots of clips. We got to move on.
The Tennessee Tuxedo residuals taking care of his dad anyway?
Exactly. One would think. No, but you know what? I don't think so. I think...
I'm just kidding.
What kind of benefits carry over, Monique, with his parents? Like, does Howard... What does Howard think he is? What does he have? Hospice premium or something? I mean, isn't everybody getting the same care? You're sick and this is what you give them. There's no... You don't get more because you're in hospice. Like, what is that? Don't they all... Isn't hospice? There's no exceptional... Like I said,
no, hospice is where you go to die. Hospice is where they start shooting you up with morphine until the pain goes away, and then you eventually just.
But he's acting like he has some upper tier of hospice, as he always does. With all
no, I
these
don't.
experts.
I think what it is that he doesn't want to move her into hospice because he knows that's end of life.
Do you think
basically what hospice is?
Do you think that Bianca's furry friend has a hospice wing?
Oh my God! Are you kidding me, Greenpoint? Are you kidding me? I got some cannolis from Fortunato's for. Oh, really?
I love the name change just for you.
Who did that? Who is that?
You should do a sound effect just for that, Mo.
Well,
we'll never know. People do not.
Just say you're a gay and faggot.
People do not blow up their spot on here and attach it to a Gunk screen name.
We'll never know. We'll never know who these people are, and it drives me insane. Do you know me? Did we know each other? Did we talk about this?
That's Reacher.
It's Sunny Napolitano.
It's Reacher. Reacher finally got on YouTube.
You know what I actually like from Fortunato? So I used to go over there when I was a kid, and instead of getting a cannoli, I would ask for the cannoli cream in a cup because I never wanted the shell. I just wanted to suck the filling out of it. And so they would give me like a cup of cannoli cream with like some chocolate chips on it. And also the pinoli cookies are to fucking die for. This is all I do there. Nice cup of espresso. Good to go.
Dennis DeMiller wrote Xavier a rant. Xavier's erudite comparisons are more apropos than reading of a recipe from matzo ball at a conference of National Socialists, for Christ's sake.
I don't even know where that is.
It's up there, and I don't know who that is. Please identify yourself at the end of this. You all should. I know you like your little anonymity and your new life and your new identity, but please.
Yeah. Well, they all know that's my hood, and I love Fortunatus, so yeah. So I used to get the cannoli cake from there all the time. I used to request that. because I love that shit so much.
see,
Then I
Slow
found
Death
out how to
said-
make it low carb, and so every once in a while I'll whip that shit up for myself with some ricotta cheese and some vanilla extract and some almond extract and some dark chocolate chips and a little bit of heavy cream. And it is 1,000% low carb and tastes exactly like cannoli cream. All right, we're going to move on to the show now.
Wait, one last thing. Slow Death 718 has good intel for the Hamptons.
Slow
So this
Death.
is where Howard lives. It says, my cousin was a groundskeeper for Ron Perlman. He earned $80,000 a year with benefits just working for Perlman as a groundskeeper.
Wow.
That's pretty much Howard's. I love that story about the guy on the ride on the John Deere making eye contact with Beth, and she had him fired. That sounds very legitimate.
$80,000.
Just
for a groundskeeper.
Yep.
Go to Howard's photoshopped penis because he got into like this whole stupid thing about conspiracy theories and things like that. Well, of course, all the fans wrote in to express their disappointment with him not showing us Beth's. Oh, is that you, Casey? Let me see. I love Arm's picture, and I'd like to join Gunk in telling my favorite John Deere tractor story.
I knew that Marco Battaglia picture would get him. I actually think Casey is a better football player than Marco Battaglia. You heard it here first. I really do.
Do you know Casey carries around a football with him wherever he goes, almost like a security blanket?
He's a man.
He's so cute.
Yeah, that is cute.
No, that's not true. It's not a football. It's Eric the actor. Casey Armstrong, please confirm.
Abe took us for the callback here. Howard spends $1,500 on electricity. It was an actual VH1 special where the guy did that the whole time.
Yeah, well.
$1,500.
Oh, look, Tiger! Look! Her boyfriend's here.
Uh-oh.
Wait. All right, I swear to God, I'm doing it right now. Here we go.
A lot of people disappointed that
they didn't
I
get to
put
see
that out there. Yeah, if you're Howard, if you're worried about the comments on Beth's picture, just post the pic and turn off the comments. Don't punish the rest of your fans because of a couple of assholes.
No, that's the thought. I mean, what does it mean when you turn off the comments? You just won't see them? People will be writing into nothing.
Right.
She has no idea the way comments.
She can't be this stupid.
Yes, she can.
It doesn't seem possible.
Yes, she can, and she is.
We're figuring out how buttons and zippers work at this point with her.
Yeah, hello. If you would stop and realize that she uses her DR codes to get online into the Bitcoin underworld, you would know. You know exactly what she's talking about. All right, I'm going to play my last.
Does she have an IQ code for us?
Yes, exactly. All right.
The only reason she doesn't block off all comments is so Allie Wentworth and Jessica Seinfeld might write
exactly.
Something. It's the only reason she won't turn them off entirely.
Yes, that was really Casey.
I saw
yes, everybody keeps asking the same question. That was Casey.
She needs those people. Yeah, it was Casey. She needs those people to tell her how beautiful she is inside and out.
Of course.
The good outweighs the bad. So, whatever, who cares? Okay, here's the last thing.
You got to keep up the beard.
I got so much email. People wanted me to
much
put.
email.
Beth sent me a picture on Valentine's Day.
It's Valentine's.
And she said, okay, you can post it. She's in her panties and bra. And it's a really good picture.
Stop.
She took it in the mirror. She did like a selfie. And
Like
it
a
is.
selfie.
It's a spectacular picture.
Spectacular.
Oh,
And
sure
I don't know.
is.
For some reason, I didn't post it. And the fans are
Because it's
pissed.
the same shit.
Oh, are they?
Over and over
Yeah,
again.
of course.
The fans are pissed, though, guys.
Of course they are.
I really
Xavier's
wish you'd
right.
understand
it's
that.
the same as the last 2,000 pictures she posted. It's the same goddamn thing with the medicine ball implants.
Yes.
She's had taken in and out for the last 15 years. She's 50. Stop.
Yeah. Okay.
So I wanted to.
It's 3 days on this. An entire week on this horse.
3 days.
One
Yes,
Instagram
yes.
picture.
Yes.
That's completely indistinguishable from the other 2,000 she posts.
Seriously,
50-year-old
exactly,
bikini model,
exactly.
unemployed ne'er-do-well bikini model.
Yes. Yes. All right. So then here's how we're talking about conspiracy theories. Well, no, he's off of conspiracy theories, but he wanted to tell us a fun little tale of when he tried to do something as a joke. Here we
A
go.
couple of years ago, not that I tried to start a conspiracy theory, but I tried to get like a viral thing going. And it never worked. I was so bummed out. You remember this. I didn't even tell Robin about it. Like I was waiting for it to hit. I had a picture of myself standing next to Leslie West, the great guitar player from Mountain. And the guy said, hey,
there's a hip reference.
I said, I want to put a picture out there, but I'm always saying I have a small dick, but instead, can you guys Photoshop like a big dick in my pants? Like my pants are so tight that you can see the outline of my cock, but
Monique,
don't make it too obvious.
I'm in the middle of a clip. What?
Oh, excuse me. It's so vital.
What?
This is so important. Who is my contact lenses aren't in. Who's that on the right? Is that Jason Momoa? I think one. I can't say.
Yeah,
I just
right?
forgot to put my lenses on. One more button down.
It honestly looks like he
Is
peed
that
himself.
Aquaman?
It really looks like he just pissed his pants.
I wrote this in the thread that the best comment on this photo in Reddit was that what's his face standing next to him? Leslie West looks like Dominic Barber styled by Ralph.
Yeah.
Well, let's finish the clip so that you understand what the hell this picture is about.
The picture will circulate and say, Howard Stern's full of shit. Look at the size of this guy's cock. And we wanted to see what would happen. So we kind of put the picture out, I think at first, on the website, thehowardstern.com. And it was just different pictures of me with people.
Right.
No one picked up on it. Then we tried to... and it was at the same time. Remember the John Hamm, the actor? You could see his cock through his pants.
Right, I remember that picture.
And he had a big dick. And I go, wouldn't it be funny if that picture got out there? And then I'd be like, oh no, that picture got out there, my big cock. Well, nobody noticed that I had a big cock. I mean, not one person picked up on it.
There you go.
Howard's staff job is literally to hunt for penis outline pictures online. I mean, they're literally there's a hetero.
What a funny joke that was.
That was
Knee
that was going to be
great
viral.
wind-up.
Oh my god!
Because John Hamm, who actually does have a ham bone, was pictured, I guess, without underwear on, walking down the street, and he literally went down to his knees. I mean, it was just the biggest thing anyone's ever seen. And so,
the 70-year-old father of two is still thinking about it.
Yes, I need that penis.
5 years later.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Get that cock in front of me right now.
So then a caller calls in, and he starts to tell her that he thinks that she sounds kind of cute. What do you look like? And she's like, hello. And he's like, what do you look like? And she couldn't hear him. So then she calls back. And of course, the first thing he thinks of when she says that she's not Howard hot.
Yes, Tina.
Hi, sorry. Hey now. Yeah, I just couldn't hear you guys anymore, but I'm not your hot, so. But I am pretty, but I'm just not your hot.
Well, when you say my hot, I don't have that high a standard. You should see who I've
stop
been
it,
with.
Howard. You are Mr. Mr. 10.
Well, now I'm a big shot because I'm famous, and I could. But back in the day, Tina would be plenty hot enough for me. I'll tell you that. When you say you're not hot, what is it? Is it a weight issue?
Of course it is. Of course, and then they start playing the cow music and all that stuff. And she's like, "Oh my God, stop it, Howard! You're embarrassing me. This is."
Did Fred play cow music?
Oh my God, yeah. Moo, moo. It was really actually kind of horrible. Yeah.
Is she going to go the route of Dana Plato now?
No. Okay, so before we get to the Wilding versus Rashaan fight, I just have 2 clips on the cum hat, and then I'm going to go to your Where's Tanko clip because I want to talk about that really quickly.
Yes.
But here's the precaution. So apparently there's some sort of safety and standards thing that they're not allowed to pass that cum hat along to other people.
Can't imagine why.
I can, right. So here's the precautions you have to take. Just so
here are the precautions we need to follow from this point out. There can be no skin-to-skin contact with the hat. Gloves and a grabbing claw were sent to the staff. 2, we cannot transport or touch a fresh hat. The hat must have a 24 rest period. So, Sal, please make sure there is a 24-hour rest period before moving on to the next person. And, Richard, they're saying you can wear the hat on your head, but only if you wear a skull cap. and you can't wear it longer than 15 minutes.
Listen
so,
to Robin's
What
contribution.
will
to this.
happen if I don't, though? Like, it's up to you, Howard. I'll do whatever you want. But
No, I want you to be safe. You can't get
What
your
did
head
you just
pregnant.
say? Read that to me again.
My head pregnant.
Richard can wear the hat on his head, but only if he wears a skull cap, and he
Guess
can't
you
wear
wear a
it longer.
yarmulke with it.
Yes, he can't wear it longer than 15 minutes.
Okay. All right.
They
What
say
happened?
they
My
had-
head will explode.
Yeah.
They had less precautions
Can
at Chernobyl.
I provide the thing that he wears on his head?
Sure you can, Wiggy.
Yes.
Because he'll
You
probably
have a
get some
cum-
big knitted cap.
Right, Robin. Thank you. It should be like
Instead,
a
I can
stocking.
provide him with something that's thin but protective.
Oh, thank you, Robin. Way to
Like
contribute. Well,
Wow, so big of her, huh?
So under those rules, Howard would be safe because doesn't he have like a dead cat on his head?
Yes, he does. But that's where it stays. So apparently the cum hat is so famous now that it's the talk of the internet. You must know that. You know, and everybody needs to see pictures of it. This is just a really quick clip, and then I'm done
hear
with
the
this, I
AOL
promise.
chat.
so
Howard, you know
Benji. Yeah. Oh, yes, Richard. Go ahead.
Sorry, Howard. Just real quick. You know what's funny, too, is now fans are also... This hat has become so famous. Fans are sending me pictures of them with me when I was wearing the hat, and they're so excited. They're like, holy shit, I got to meet the hat. You know?
Uh-oh, somebody's knocking.
Hold on one second.
Who's there?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is one of the greatest journalists of all time, Dan Rather, who wants to make a report on the hat. Go ahead, Mr. Rather.
Who would do that?
As I think to myself, the reason Richard Christie's even on this show is Casey Armstrong himself in this chat. Richard's entire existence was attaching himself to Casey Armstrong. We would never even see Richard. It's amazing how it's come to this, and he's still. He writes. Dennis DeMille writes, Casey Armstrong's sexuality is more rock solid than the Source Awards at a Charlottesville statue unveiling.
Where are you reading?
It's in the chat.
I don't see that at all.
my God.
I don't even see that person in the chat.
It's like every. Oh God, I'm so back. I'm so far back.
Oh, you are?
That's why I'm
Okay,
saying,
that's why. So, yeah, apparently the cum hat is like a big famous thing. And it's so important that the knock-knock door thing be Dan Rather, of all people. Like, who under the age of 40 even knows who Dan Rather is, number one?
Was a
Leslie
fake
West.
Was fake Walter Cronkite not available?
All
Exactly.
you Gen Zs, we can talk about Leslie West and Dan Rather.
So, okay.
Pass it on.
So we're going to move on a little bit, but first let me play two clips that John sent to me. And where's Tanko from? Is that from today, or is that from him asking?
It's them talking about JD in LA, and all I could think of is like I think there was a thread today about how I think Gary Puppet went on one of the Instagrams how they think they're separated, and
Yes,
I'm
I
thinking
am.
how is she? And they were saying I think it was Uncle Larry or someone or Reno. How there's no way Tanko wouldn't want to get in on this trip. So
Well, the
what is-
reason she didn't go on the trip, sillies, is because it's infinitely more fun if they can only send two people out there. It's infinitely more fun for them to send somebody who is going to record every single thing that this idiot does, as opposed to his wife, which would never do.
Oh, I know, but she never comes up in any. They've been fixating on him for hours, and she
Isn't
doesn't
there a
come
rumor
up
that
once.
they broke up or some crap like that?
Yeah,
I know that's...
yeah.
So yeah, let me. I have.
I know
that
people
one.
want them to, and who doesn't? But
Who cares?
I know who cares.
They could literally be
Even
sewn
better-
together like
even
conjoined
better is-
twins. I wouldn't care.
Right, it is.
Yeah, nobody cares about that. Honestly.
Nobody.
No, nobody at all. Let me see. I can put that up here. Let me just make it a little bit bigger so you can see. So this apparently, I think Gary Puppet actually posted this today. This was, Xavier, will you do me a favor? Will you undo your share screen thing?
Yes, sir, Bob.
Thank you. Thank
There
you,
you go.
ma'am. Okay, so here's the clip from today. And I'm just gonna let me just make it a little bit bigger. Basically, what it's showing us here is that Marianne from Brooklyn, I don't know what the hell she's talking about, and so somebody called Sisrock says Tanko left him, and then somebody, I am Josie 11, says that's what I've heard. But who hears that? I mean, who would hear that from anybody other than us? I mean, let's be honest.
Who cares? Let's run with it.
But I think that's the reason she didn't go. Two things. One, that she has a real job now, so she
And
doesn't.
there's probably a weight limit on the airplane.
She probably doesn't have the time to do that anymore. And two, is that they needed to have John Blitt do it, so that he could record everything.
How exciting!
I think that's where the fun was at for them, apparently.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna move on a little bit to the Wilding fight, and this was really kind of crazy, actually, because the way that Chris Wilding talks to the other staff members is actually kind of shocking to me. Like, I'm not even sure why it's okay that he speak this way.
There was a caller that said he's imitating Howard's tone now. He's taking on his little gay bestie. That he's got that.
So let me play a little bit of it so that you can hear why he thinks he's hot shit now.
I don't Gary, you are accusing Gary of using the wrap-up show to create a reality that isn't such. That in fact, you never, ever said these things. Let me listen to the wrap-up show and see what you're talking.
He is trying to defame you and hurt your credibility.
It's totally slanderous.
Here's Gary on the wrap-up show with his crew.
Yeah, let's talk about Wilding for a second. I felt like Chris was trying to find a way out.
Oh, he was 100% trying to pull a Gary and pull out. You know, Chris is having a moment right now. He's all over the show, you know, and he's very eager to get involved in things. Chris has to come through on this. You don't want to be the guy that gets involved in stuff and then makes it a habit of not being able to hold up your end of the bargain. So,
it sounds like Chris is having second thoughts like I had, but which I'm a little surprised about, only because, Chris likes getting involved in stuff like this. He went to look, he put on his safari hat, went to try to find High Pitch Eric's penis.
But let's go back to the search for High Pitch Eric's penis, right? Because
I think that our conversations are much more stimulating than what these boring nudniks do.
But keep in mind, though, this is leading to the best moment of the show in quite a while, and Howard has nothing to do with it.
No,
you know what I mean?
Nothing at all.
As Xavier masterfully said yesterday, the show needs a new Howard. Above all, it needs a new everybody. But above all, it needs a new Howard. And the best moment in the show scene, it's a real fight. It's gone off. Howard's got nothing to do with setting this up.
Absolutely a real fight.
He's got nothing to do with the most entertaining part of the show.
Right. So this is the setup for what's to come.
Wasn't there supposed to be Chris supposed to jack him off? And that didn't happen. All of a sudden, Chris didn't have the ability to do that, right? So this is another scenario where Chris made a commitment to do something.
Wow, Chris, you took a hit on the wrap-up
Dude, it's
show,
all. First of all, I don't know what's with that Rashaan. He's a weirdo. Like, I could be washing the feet of Cambodian.
Rashaan,
hang on.
Yes, this case going
N-word
on.
means weirdo means N-word now. That's the way I took that.
Please, reclaiming my time. I could be washing the feet of AIDS victims in Cambodia, and Rashaan would call me a piece of shit. So I don't know what that's all about. That's a whole other thing. That's whatever. That's fine. Be critical of me, but don't lie. Don't make up a false narrative. It's very Trumpian.
Okay.
Now joining our show is Rashaan, who wants to respond to Chris. Rashaan, go ahead.
Good. I want to hear this.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
First of all, Chris, listen. You're right. I got the high pitch Eric thing wrong about you, so that was my mistake. But the whole thing about you backing, not committing to jizzing on the hat was because you said on the show that you didn't think it was going to happen. That's the only reason I said that. You're taking something small.
And then it happened, and I said very clearly multiple times I would do it. Now, you guys got one job on there. You got to listen to the show, and you got to wrap it up.
Oh, shut the fuck up, man.
You got one job, okay?
Jesus Christ.
So I know you got to get up early in L.A., but get up off your ass and listen to the show. It's one job, and pick a couple clips to play.
You're lucky I can't, because I would strangle your little ass right now.
So you're threatening me now because you're a little man, and Gary thinks it's funny, but you're two little men. Okay, you're too up. Right. I find you to be a cunt. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you threatening. You're threatening people. That puts you very low.
Okay, so starts to kind of heat up a little bit.
I love this bit better when when they did it with Ralph 20 years ago.
Yes, of
But
course.
this actually might be a real moment. I mean, you get this,
you know
this
what?
awful
This
bit
is-
that's
this
permeating
is-
the entire week, and all you get out of it is this.
This
The
is
bit
just-
itself is awful unless it leads to something like this.
Well, and Howard's like defending Chris throughout this entire thing because, of course, if there's a good reason to beat the shit out of Gary, why not take it? So that's exactly what's happening here. But it gets so much better. Hang on, guys.
And you know,
Knock
Gary-
off the shit. Stop trying to be a fake tough guy. You're not going to do anything, and tell the truth on the goddamn.
What the fuck are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I'm going to call you out, and
What
I
you gonna
know
do?
that's why you guys do it.
What you gonna
Because
do?
you
All
think
you
I'm
gonna do
not
is
going to
hide
call
behind
you
that
out.
microphone and
You
the
think I'm
camera.
not going to call you out, so you go after me.
I don't
I'm the
care about
lowest
that.
rung
I
on the
don't care
ladder.
about you calling me out.
Of course you care about me. You're doing a whole segment on me when you shouldn't even be talking about me. The story was about
You know how many
Sal.
times we don't talk about you? You know how many times we
Listen,
don't
and
talk about
anytime you talk about me, it's something negative. I might have to
Rashaan,
come
I'm
on the
curious.
wrap-up show.
When
You know how many times we don't talk
I
about
might
you?
have to come on as a co-host and set you straight. I don't like what you're
Rashaan,
doing.
let me, Rashaan, while I have you.
Can you even?
Tiger Lily Ridge, Chris Wilding is sassy, and will claim
This
meanness
is-
if they talk back
This
to
is
him.
Ralph
Yeah.
shtick.
For
Sorry.
2022. Yes.
This is Ralph shtick. This is like the old stuff they used to do with Ralph. It's like,
Yes.
you know, you used to have fake David Letterman. Now they can have fake Ralph.
Okay, there's better clips. They're coming.
So he's afraid of Gary. He's got to suck up to him. He's got to work with him.
Rashaan
I
is
get
not
it.
afraid of me. I don't know why you think people are afraid
You
of me.
rule over there with an iron fist. You must. For John Hine to lie.
How would you know what goes on over there? You're
Because
never
I
over
get
there.
reports. I get reports of what goes on behind the scenes there, and it's very
so that means you don't have
nasty,
zero
and it's
intel.
very,
Show every
and it's
day,
very
right?
high school. No, I got a message that someone said, "Did I listen to the same show you listen to?" Because they're saying shit about you that just seems really off.
So, okay. Here's the best clip.
There's only one non-jizzer, and I don't want to be roped in with that. That's all I'm
And
saying.
in the
Just
middle,
tell
there's the
truth.
whiner, the whiny little.
I know.
little
I'm a
fellow.
whiner. I'm an air
You
whore,
are.
Gary. I only do this for daddy's love.
It's just
You're
like
the
Shuli.
biggest fucking air whore on 2 feet. You're such an air whore. You ran on the air and agreed to a bit. You didn't even know what you were agreeing to. Take out your fucking post-it that says "slow down" and read it again.
You are the thirstiest motherfucker I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, and I'm gonna drink you up, motherfucker. I will drink.
I bet you would.
Yeah,
would.
come in
get
my
it.
mouth with that big ugly hog.
This is how it went. Okay.
That's
last
some
clip.
executive. You get to talk to Gary like that. He has no seniority. He has no executive power. You just get to. It's unbelievable. We're at this point. But go ahead, X.
Yeah, this is so fake.
Okay, last one. So now we can talk about the whole thing.
Get reports. Oh, Rashaan. Well, that's a different story.
I don't have no beef with Chris. I feel like
I don't have
sometimes
beef with
people-
Rashaan.
Can you shut up for 2 fucking seconds? God damn.
Well, speak. You stutter a lot. You mumble. I don't like it.
Oh my God.
Get out a thought. You're on the radio.
Chris, like other people around here, sometimes listen to the wrap-up show and they get upset because we do our job, which is to comment on what happens on air.
Not when you're
Sometimes
lying,
we get it
Rashaan.
wrong. Sometimes we get it wrong. I said I got the high-pitched Eric part wrong. But then, you know, the whole fucking whining and trying to turn this into like there's some kind of beef with us. I don't know. To me, this just feels
It's
like
not
Chris is trying to
whining.
start some
You
shit to get on the
lied.
fucking
Yeah, I'm
radio.
starting shit. You lied. Don't
All right,
fucking
dude.
lie. Criticize me all you
You know what?
want.
The next time I see you, you better have all this fucking big tough guy. fucking
Okay,
energy
good.
talk
You could
my
choke
face
me
out.
out. Real. That's
not gonna-
really,
no, bro,
really
you call me
mature,
a cunt,
Rashaan.
come on the
Really.
radio, call
You
me a
you
cunt,
are a
all this
cunt, and I
shit.
don't.
Well,
you know, I
Chris,
find you to be a
Let me-
cunt.
I'll show you a
Chris.
cunt.
Beat my ass. Okay, we have
Stop
that
it.
on tape.
Can you imagine?
How many people think this is fake in the chat, like Xavier does? And how many
it's-
people think it's? I think it might be the one real moment in the last 3 months. Rashaan doesn't really play with these guys, X. He doesn't really care. He doesn't even want to be
but
on the show.
here's
I
the
think he
thing.
hates the show.
So
number
what?
one,
So
he was
what if he doesn't
grandfathered
like-
in. He was
It means
grandfathered in
nothing.
from
If
the
this was
Pharrell
watching
show. He wouldn't-
Turk or something like that.
It's, it's affirmative action that they have
This
no
is-
black employees over the years. It's zero. I don't think he I don't think he cares about the show. I think it's just like one actual.
He
real
makes a
moment,
check
if
for
there was
doing dick.
Yeah,
Like
that's why he stays with it. There's
Yeah.
nothing on the show that interests him. What possible content or people on the show could possibly interest this guy? You can feel it. He has no passion for the show. He knows nothing about it. He's got a job. He works in L.A. It's a cush gig, and he's black, and he's not going to get fired because they absolutely zero minority. I don't think they even know Hispanics either, do they?
¿Qué?
Okay. Okay, so we got real, fake, fake, real. It sounds real. but they extended it.
Even if it were real, it's just so what.
Real.
No, it's
real.
the whole show is so what? It's crap. It's a
so
show
what.
about nothing. This whole show is so what? X. I mean, that's kind of what we do. We can't believe we're even. There's nothing here. It is an absolute dumpster fire show about nothing. Forget Seinfeld. This is the show about nothing.
Well, I'm going through, and it seems to be like a 60-40 split from real and fake. I don't know. I think that it was real to an extent because I feel like this was completely set up by them to know that Chris Wilding was going to.
This is the same shit they used to do with Ralph.
Yes, of course.
But actually, it reeks of Shuley versus Gary. I think it's
totally.
Exactly
I think it's very Shuley-esque. Because Shuley got to a point where he was constantly in there. He was constantly the air whore. He was constantly the one, screaming for more time. And everybody knows it. So I guess Chris Wilding is having his day in the sun. I don't know.
With the air whore thing, it's very, very rampant on this show with the staffers because they're all air whores. They're not allowed to do podcasts. They're not allowed to do interviews on other series shows. They're literally not allowed to. This is the only place they can get attention. And they're just craving it all the time. So they're clawing at each other in this sort of ravenous, cannibalistic sort of
yes,
Lord of the Flies kind of way to get on this awful show.
Kill or be killed.
Yeah.
Eat or be eaten. That's exactly what it is.
That's what they say about Saturday Night Live. Like the cast members fight with each other. They're
it's just
actually
dog
competing
eat dog.
with each other. Yeah.
And it has to be. I mean, it has to be with things like that. That's where it actually matters. That those people's livelihoods are at stake if their stuff gets played. That's what other shows will hire them based on. But this shit is like.
How would you possibly segue from this show? What would you use this for? How could you? You think Blitz putting this on his resume that we did the shit we just read?
If anything, you're burning bridges by being this dysfunctional, untalented person on a show that's syndicated, all over the world.
You just got a huge compliment.
Like, okay, what's the positive of being, this dysfunctional piece of crap on Stern?
I know you're not looking at the shit. Exotic just gave you a huge compliment. He goes, I imagine Xavier to look like a young Tito Santana. Arriba!
See, arriba.
I don't know who that is.
He's a wrestler. He's a good-looking guy. He was a wrestler in the 80s.
I remember
him.
Like
a flying,
I was a little kid. That's when...
I'll be the judge of that.
This Contreras is more projectiles and flying than gender reveal of Hoodis at a Tootsie banquet hall, for crying out loud.
Anyway, this is like, okay.
Tito Santana.
No.
That's how racist the WWF Jesse Ventura used to call him Chico.
I could care less.
All right, so I'm gonna now. I can probably get to a couple of the John clips because we are done with that. So JD went to Natalie Maine's house and went to a party at Natalie Maine's house. So he's talking about that and about the people that he met there. Weird. And then this was kind of like a curious thing.
So weird.
It was kind of weird. I'm glad you picked this one up because it was kind of weird. Oh wait, you know what? Let me do the wrap up show follow up first because I think that's where they talked about it after.
They spent maybe 10 minutes on it and they didn't. The wrap up show, by the way, is 35 minutes. It's
really?
Not like a length that, you know what I mean? I don't know how they. It used to be like it typically was better than the real show a lot, and he got jealous of that, so he neutered it and he had them where I've tried to call in, I have gotten shut down, I've gotten through, you've heard me trick my way on, but it is the last thing that's transparent is this show. The mandate was make Howard happy, so it's the whole thing is to kiss his ass, and it's a neutered show and. It's 30-something minutes. It's all it is.
I finally read one of Dennis DeMiller. Okay, so let me listen to a little wrap-up show here. Here we go.
We're paid to give our opinions as to what happens on the show. Sometimes you're going to like it, sometimes you're not. That's the way it goes, folks. And look, we love everybody who's on the show. Everybody does a great job. We respect the job they do. But we're going to call it as we see it. And if we think that someone is lingering around wanting more airtime, and Chris, that's not just you, a lot of people are guilty of that, then we're going to say it. And if there are other people who aren't doing that, we're going to say that too. We're worried about Benji in the hat. Yes, we are. Don't call us a fucking liar because we're not.
You don't hear him
liars.
curse
We're
much.
reporting on what we hear, and that's what we have to say. And before you even think it, I would have come on and said this, but there were 9 people in the room, and I, unlike others, wait to be called in order to speak. I don't just jump on and say something. When I'm asked, I'll respond. So that ends my speech.
Right? I don't know you well enough to be talking to me like that. So when I see you, there's no laughing, oh, we did it for the show, and all that, fuck you, Rashaan, I'm a man, blah, blah, blah. I just need all that to keep up. I need you to still have that same energy because it ain't going to be buddy-buddy when I see you.
Ooh.
Now, if you missed it,
had that conversation, right? But that wasn't the point. The point was to get me on the radio and insult me and start talking shit to me. So if that's the kind of relationship you want to have, where we just talk shit to each other because I made an analysis of over the years, I made some analyses of some of the stuff you've done and you don't like how they sound, then we can have this kind of relationship. Just know, right, I didn't start this shit. I didn't start this shit. I didn't start the personal stuff. All I've ever done is talk about bad job. I've never done any of that stuff. I've too. That's all in jest. I'm getting on there with Howard all day long.
Rashaan. Chris Wilding was a
John, how do
little
you feel
twat
about
to you.
when Chris said today that you've been...
Excuse me. Whatever you can do to get under the person's skin. And that's one of those things where I'm just like, okay, yeah, you're right. Gary writes the whole script beforehand and we do whatever. We're here to do his bidding. And if you listen to this show, you know very well that that's not the case. But when you're in the hot seat,
nobody
as Chris
listens to that
was,
show.
you get your back up and you're immediately lashing out.
They used to.
I think that, John, you were probably the only listener today. You probably should have called in. You probably would have gotten through today.
Didn't you think it was a no-brainer that they... I got it late. I got on this like 3 hours after it aired. If I had heard it live, I would have called it. But the old wrap-up show was a lightning rod, and the routine, everybody knows it is. There'd be a huge fight on the wrap-up show that Howard couldn't facilitate. He would then take the fight from the wrap-up show, play it the next day, and get this huge kind of thing that would go on, and it would bleed into the next show that he was to, the wrap-up show was and he got so jealous that he neutered it.
In 5 minutes, Rashaan will call him a fag and wish him AIDS like what he did with Mike.
Delphina, you're right. You're right. If there's any black homophobia in him, which could be in there for all we know. Dennis DeMille. That's like the time Plato wrote about the existence of a fourth continent while imbibing on male libations, for Christ's sake.
So wait, is it true? Somebody was asking, is the wrap-up show now on 101 and not on 100?
And it's not directly after the show. Apparently, it's like 2 hours.
Yeah, that's what David is saying. You have to change channels and wait 3 hours.
Yes.
For the wrap-up show. There can't be more than 11 people listening. I dare say we have more people listening to this show.
They want people not listening, David. That's a Howard
He doesn't
move.
care.
They want people not. They actually but for the first time, he mined some material from it. I don't know when the last time something relevant has taken place and spawned from that neutered wrap-up show.
No, nothing
it's
has.
Mr.
Nothing
Feeney
has been
calling
spawned.
about Ching Chong.
So let's go to JD at Natalie Maine's house, and then also his makeup artist, and then it will be time for clip of the week. So hang on a second.
Do you have?
Cleaning out
King
the
of All
computer.
Blacks?
Oh wait, so what is the King of All Blacks voicemail?
It's so this is really strange too. Apparently, callers like King of All Blacks have a hotline that they call into and leave a message for them to play, and they chose to use King of All Blacks comment on this mysterious hotline these regular callers now have, which I've never heard him promote or issue a phone number for, and he's talking about Beth.
All right, let me hear a little bit of it.
King of All Blacks left
Crank
me
it.
a
I think I
strange
love
voicemail.
That's
He's getting
really
more and
loud.
more
I don't even know what to do with
He
it.
thinks I did the right thing, but he's upset at Beth for giving me permission to post it. I never know what he's talking
Guys, I
about.
have this blasting. It's super
Yeah,
loud.
no, I think it was my
Let's
fault.
see if I can find his thing.
Beth's picture with the panties on. You shouldn't post it. Why would you want somebody looking at your wife? The question I got is, why doesn't she mind if you post them? Her saying, it doesn't bother me if you post them. That means that she doesn't mind other men looking at her. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's kind of weird that she doesn't mind you posting that. You know what men will do with that picture? You know, that's why you don't want her to post it. I agree with you. Don't post it, Howard. And she should tell you not to post it, too.
He's always so off. Like, she used to, believe me, she was in a lot less clothing when she would do FHM and all that.
Oh, right, when she was actually a model, but not really a model because you got all her work as a real model.
King of All Blacks is a master of calling Beth out of the manipulation moves she does. Yeah, I know, he really is.
It's disgusting.
He's obsessed with their relationship.
All right, I'm going to JD Natalie Maines. All right, here we go.
He was the toast of the town yet again last night. Is that right, John?
Oh, my God. Big time. Big time. These people, go ahead.
John and JD were at Superstar's home last night. They were invited to dinner. The superstar known as Natalie Maines of the Dixie Chicks.
Wow.
A woman who has won multiple Grammys. She sold millions of albums. Has the voice of an angel. Somehow she opened her doors up to JD.
And JD actually decided to go?
JD went. Now, why not? Why would you not go to Jerry O'Connell's? Is he not a big enough star for you?
No. Well, first of all, Jerry O'Connell hasn't invited me to like dinner or something. Yeah, he still hasn't
invited you to stay. He would have fed you.
I don't even have Jerry O'Connell's number. He hasn't given me his number or anything.
Wow.
But no,
JD,
Natalie texted me.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yes.
Natalie texted me, inviting me over, saying, I'm having Mexican food and tequila at my place. You can come out and more than welcome to come over. And so, yeah. So I'm friends with her.
How many
so
people were there? Give us the details.
A total of 6 people.
Total of 6 people, including you and Blid. Blid, of course, had to be there to cover it. And
yes, of course.
And John, now, how was JD treated? Is he just a mere freak sideshow for famous people and their friends?
Did they bring him there to laugh at him? Is that what's going on?
Or was he one of the celebrities?
I mean, there's an element of them just totally blown away that this guy is real. They were just amazed and silent.
It sounds so like Julie in the Whack Pack.
There's 6 people there. They are 2 of those people. Natalie and her husband make 4. That means
they're divorced.
2 people. Oh, is she?
Adrian Pazdar. He's kind of like a character actor. They got divorced. It's even stranger on that. And shame on you, Natalie Maines. You're supposed to be this erudite kind of cynical chick. You know how shitty this show is. You know what a piece of crap dumpster fire this show is. You're such an attention whore. You're trying to get Howard won't have you on the show anymore, and he won't have Jerry O'Connell on, and he won't have Ryan Felipe on. This is the only way these 3 Z-listers can get on the show anymore, is to attach themselves to this. Shame on you. Have some fucking integrity.
Totally.
And on the edge of their seats, listening to his every word, just waiting and observing and just being in awe of him. That's for.
Doesn't
This
it sound
is
like
why
Wolfie,
Jonathan Blitt is out there.
You know what? Go to the next one. This is fine. That's good enough.
That's it. That was it.
Howard,
The
can
next
JD
one is
say
the
who the other people were.
were
there other celebrities?
No, you wouldn't know who they are.
This is so weird. This is so weird.
Yeah, Richard, we wouldn't know who they were.
Bunch of nobodies.
No, they're not nobodies. Listen, you might know them. I don't fucking know.
Wow.
Do you know Dean? Do you know Natalie's makeup artist? There you go.
I know Dean.
All right, then.
Dean stayed at my house.
All right, good.
What is that?
Does Richard know him?
Well, the 2 celebrities were Natalie and
They know
JD.
now.
And JD.
No.
JD, and so the next biggest celebrity, John, was JD next to Natalie.
I think JD is a bigger celebrity than Natalie personally, but yeah.
And some asshole named Dean.
Good enough.
I didn't say asshole.
Some big nobody named Dean.
I didn't say that
Wow.
either.
Chris Walding's on fire today.
Explain this to me, Monique X chat. What is Natalie Maines' makeup stylist doing at Howard's? I assume it's the Hamptons. What on earth is this guy? Does she need a guy to travel with like this? What is is he working on Howard too? What is this guy?
I have nothing. I have nothing in the kicker for
the
this.
makeup. Can anybody look him up? Dean? Is he some just like roving makeup to the stars? And he's
Yeah,
but
if you
he's
put it
staying
in,
at
just
Howard-
know that you call them. It's a MUA, is a makeup artist. MUA.
Mullen Yan. What?
Mua. It's yeah. So if you just look up Dean MUA and Casey's like, my God.
Yeah. Aren't you glad you left the show in 2005?
Oh my! You know what? Can I
Mr.
just tell you
Armstrong?
something? Can
Be
I just
glad
tell
you left.
Casey would be fired because he would have beat the living shit out of Chris Wilding.
Oh, I
like,
know.
Like,
I know. How would you
yeah,
hold that? And who
Chris
would blame
Wilding
you?
would have hated KC because
Yep.
he's handsome
much
and
testosterone.
stronger and a bigger person, and
likable.
And likable, and he would have looked for some sort of weakness in Casey, and then started like picking and picking and picking and picking and picking and picking, and
Gay guys
Casey
could
would
be
have
some of
just
the biggest
turned
bullies
around
on the planet.
and beat the shit out of him. I'm positive of it.
Rashaan's contempt for this program's LGBT contributors more sharp than a disgraced samurai at a Soundgarden performance, for crying out loud.
Ida, you are the most awesome contributor known to mankind, and thank you so much.
Ida.
Thank you.
Ida's a big Andy Cohen fan. I gotta call that show just for her and bring her name up. I'll be Ida from Greenbacks.
Ida from Greenbacks.
Greenbacks,
yes.
Long Island.
Exactly. Okay, so let me just get to a couple of really quick things before we get to clip of the week. I mean, cleaning out the computer clip. And this is just, hang on a second.
Pissed off at Dennis because one of them.
What?
Well, I'm pissed off at Dennis. One of them's for him. I kept telling him I was gonna get this clip, and he.
Oh, but he told us last night he wasn't going to be on.
Oh, he did.
He did. So there was a couple of blind items. I don't know why. Why do we have this first one here?
Okay, this is
It's from
because there's a blind item. There's another blind item today, and I
I
wanted
put
to
it on the
match it up
bottom
with
here.
the other one.
I put it
No,
on the bottom.
that's the older one.
No, babe.
And-
Look at me. It's right
Yeah.
here.
So
See it?
that's right. That's.
Yes, this is one. This is the other.
No. That's
This is
the
what you
older
sent
one.
me.
And then
This
I
is what
sent
you
you
sent me.
another one. I sent you another one.
This is what you sent me.
It says
and
Uncle Larry on it. It says.
then- I don't need that because it's right here. This is what this is.
Oh, okay. I can't. Again, no contact lenses. I thought Howard was Jason
Okay,
Momoa.
blind item number 4 from June 17, 2020 was everyone wants to out this married permanent A-list radio host. The thing is, though, he limits himself to online porn and male webcam models who never see him. He stays away from live escorts or other men who could bust him. Yeah, okay. And then
That's
apparently
very specific.
yesterday, Uncle Larry, there was a reveal, which was according to the significant other of this permanent A-list morning host, they have not had sex in well over a year.
I believe it. I believe every
And
bit
the
of that.
reveal was, in fact, Howard Stern. Yeah, so bang a clock, my fucking ass. I can't even imagine that's something that's happening.
But anybody that tells you how in love they are and how much sex they have, does anybody believe it? It's like telling you how strong you are all the time, and it's the same thing. It's me doth protest too much, and Wiggerus flying too close to the sun.
Yes,
all in
agreed.
one
Yeah,
fell
pretty
swoop.
much.
I just threw this in at the end because people are asking about Howard's medical, what a hero he is to the people he loves. So this is a Sara post, Horsetooth Beth. She tweeted
To
this.
Dr. Drew?
To Dr. Drew and Jillian Barber.
You think
after I got it.
sociopath Howie would invite loyal subject Ask Jillian, which is Jillian Barbery, on to at least discuss her battle with cancer, but that may stir up some memories that aren't pleasant for Howie about abandoning his cousin Stacy and Robin Salem. Congrats, Dr. Drew. You defend a vile human. So yeah, what you see right there is that's his cousin Stacy with his husband, I think. And their GoFundMe, which they wanted $100,000 was the goal, they only received $13,300. However, Robin Salem, I think they only asked for $50,000 and we're up to $73,156.
Yay!
And I'd like to think that we had a part on that.
We did.
I'm not gonna lie, because we all constantly
check.
tweeted it and retweeted it and the whole thing, and I think he appreciated that. I really do.
Yeah, I do
I really
too.
do.
It was written all over him.
Hey, so just so you all know, it is time to
Cleaning out the computer.
Why does that make me laugh? I can't even imagine why it's so ridiculous to me. Is it
It's just
lilt?
yeah, it's goofy and overproduced, and it sounds
Is
like
it the lilt of
Super
his
Friends.
voice, and you can almost see him with his eyes all bugged out as he's doing it, and his
Cleaning out the computer.
I can't get enough of that shit. I
Oh
mean,
my God, can you
yesterday
please play
was...
that again?
No, I'm done. No, I know you're...
I love this shit. It's like Xavier said, it's overproduced.
Cleaning out the computer.
Kazinayo ni hayaku.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It's so stupid. Right, it's the computer.
Oh, look. Dennis Mo, ex-Australian guy.
Dennis Mo, ex-Australian guy on. And the people that post are hilarious. I think I speak with the rest of the fans. This is where you shine. Here we go.
They ate in there.
Okay, so did we want to do Lisa G reports on Skeleton Twins Valentine's Day? I think that's the right one to do.
That's one, and the other one was Boff gave me a clear version of the staff doesn't believe Howard's hair is real. So
yeah, I'm going to save that for when we really need to clean out the computer, because this one's relevant to what we talked about the other day, and about Lisa G. And what gifts he gave her, right? The bracelet.
Yeah, it's a Valentine's Day thing, so it's
totally relevant. So this is Lisa G, Skeleton Twins.
Sort of, there's a little warning. The hint. Yeah, a little
by
hint.
the way, they did a whole thing on your Valentine's Day expenditures yesterday. Did you hear that?
No.
I mean, right down to the penny.
What?
A complete description.
They don't know what I bought.
Oh, yes, they do.
How do they know?
They went to De Beers.
Oh, fuck. You're kidding me.
I am not kidding.
I asked them not to do that.
And I know that, but she went right out of here.
She doesn't know what I bought.
Oh, yes, she does. She described the ring.
By the way, that was my contribution to that clip, was the horse...
oh,
ring.
Nice.
I actually made one, and he made one, and they were similar to each other, except we used different fonts. And so that's when we combined them, and he added his voice to it. All right, here we go.
You're turning into Mike
She doesn't know what necklace I bought.
And she described the necklace.
Fuck, man.
And they
I gotta
gave
get a handle on that.
the complete price of everything.
They don't know what I bought, but even still,
Let me
say.
tell you, it was the woman from De Beers. She was describing it completely.
Wait a second. Isn't that like a
Isn't that confidential?
Yeah. I thought it was too. I was like, what is this woman doing?
Hey, Gary.
Talking to her.
Where's
I don't think
Tim?
that's confident.
I seriously, I mean, if I say to what's her name, Lisa G, who's now in my life, I really don't want to make that public. Can they fuck off? Honestly.
Well, also the jewelry store. What are they doing?
I don't know, but I asked Lisa not to get involved in that.
Fuck you!
We have to have
Jewelry is not Jewelry is not confidential. Jewelry is not confidential. That's like the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Unless he made something specifically for her, which was one of a kind, never to be seen anywhere else, nothing is confidential in jewelry.
Hey, there's nothing more intimate than gold-plated horseshoes.
Exactly.
When you do interviews,
come here, girl.
The guys at 60
We're going to put some new shoes on you.
You want to know something? You want to know something? I'm taking away the autonomy. Now I'm on top of things. You know what? I'm taking it.
Really? Is that what happens when you have 14 people working in a fucking news team for a show? That's the hubris of it. It's just ridiculous.
You get rid of them anyway.
And the guy making all the money, who everybody wants to know about. So it's your effing brand, and you're getting $4,000 a minute, and we can't report on you. I mean, you got to be like, what you knew from that. This is February of 2006. This is 1 month into the series. He's already taken himself. He's already neutering it down. The watering down process has already started.
Diamond-studded sugar cubes.
You were creating a nightmare.
Right, I did.
When you did this, and when I heard that yesterday, I said, I know he doesn't know this.
I can't even have a casual conversation with you. It's like they're up my ass every fucking 5 minutes.
And she was proud. She says he let slip that he had already given an early Valentine's Day.
Well, Tim, what's going on, man? I mean, if I say to Lisa G, give me a goddamn break. I'm sharing information with you, but I don't want you guys calling the jewelry store and bothering people. I mean, what is it? What is it now? Now what do I got to do?
And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm sure they think it's
shut
all
the
right
fuck
because it's
up,
Howard
Robin.
100 News.
She's already turned.
Yeah, I mean,
she wants to know more than anybody.
Tell me it's okay to release information. I mean, what are we doing?
We knew about her BMW.
I'll get it taken care of.
How about an interview with your shrink?
Why don't we go to my psychiatrist and just? I mean,
at the very least, Tim, don't replay that.
If I say, embarrassing to me.
I just got to step in and just stop.
Wait, do we have the actual playback of it?
Of her at the thing. I'm still working on that. I couldn't. It was a news report, and they took it out. I had it and lost
remember
and I tried to get it back, and I'm just him commenting on
I
it.
remember
It
when
was
they got engaged and
$15,000.
Lisa went and found out how much the ring cost.
It was 15 grand.
For what?
15 grand. The bracelet of the ring, or both of the each.
Well,
Each
once
was
For a
again,
man with that money, that's nothing.
But it's who was it that just posted it?
You could literally buy one diamond earring for like $15,000. I mean, I don't know.
Well, you know what? I think context is important. The news team existed months before Howard Stern ever hit the airway, and part of the sale was there was going to be a news team that reported on everything.
That's right.
So
go ahead, go for it, John.
God, I love we're using the real name. Lisa Glassberg's disappointment is more palatable than Guy Fieri's Nobu pop-up in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, for Christ's sake.
That's brilliant. Who is that? These are brilliant. Brilliant.
I think it's
filed
Jeff
a Freedom of
Cesario.
Information request for jewelry receipt.
Period. End of story.
Liz gonna quit.
Well, then Liz is making me afraid to talk about shit to
Yeah,
Robin
Liz,
on the
Liz
air.
Aiello is the news director.
It's like I gotta go. Can you turn off the radio back there?
Well, he gave the exact price.
Exact prices. I don't know what the tax was. I didn't calculate that.
I'm embarrassed. You know what I mean? I mean, I got a certain way I operate too. You know, I'm a private person. I'm not looking for this. I mean, I don't know how to give them my judgment. I can't sit and listen to the news all the time. I don't know what's going on. I'm very uncomfortable.
I'll just back him down a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm kind of like, I mean, if I say to Lisa, please don't call a store where I've been and start getting prices, I'm not comfortable with that. And then she just does it. Please don't call the store. Please don't call and announce the money that I spend. I mean, I'm freaking out here.
Well, I just heard, but I thought the tone in your voice was more like, I know you guys are going to call. Don't you go and call.
No, I said don't call.
And then you guys are making fun of us like we were roaches. And I think the store shouldn't have said something.
But okay, agreed. So contact me and say, hey, the store's blabbing about you to us. But they're blabbing because they hear Howard Stern News, and you guys are saying we work with Howard. They're thinking it's got my endorsement. Hey, Liz. Liz is our news director. She does a great job.
Yeah.
Hi, Howard.
Hey, Liz. I'm just bummed.
I'm sorry. I feel terrible for you. Listen.
Who is this?
Liz Aiello, the news
hindsight,
director.
it wasn't right. But I heard the bit yesterday when you were talking to Lisa. And when it came up in the morning meeting, we should call the jewelry store, I did have a little pang in my gut, like, ooh, I don't know. But then, I thought back to, well, you always brag about how we're always, investigating you and looking into everything. And I let it happen. It was wrong. We're not monsters.
No, I know that. I know. It's just I'm just so I'm uptight about some things. Some things I
Who
don't
gives
want.
a shit? You should be happy that you make enough money to be able
I think you do
to.
a very good job.
Like Greenpoint is
Good
spot
stories and
on.
bad stories.
Hang on.
This
They're all
happened.
spot on.
I really am. I too thought that you were just kind of kidding around, kind of teasing us, like, don't call, don't.
Yeah, I know. I got to just find a system where I can.
I misinterpreted that.
I need to
because I'm usually
relevant news.
I'm very sensitive to what you want and don't want, and I don't want to have to reach the point that I have to submit a list of stories to you every day.
No, I know. I don't want that either, but I just don't want to get tangled in.
You can't have it both ways, douchebag.
Oh,
He
he's
does
the king
want
of
it
both
both
ways.
ways.
You can't.
Sexuality and this. Rooster Sideburbs writes, and no one can figure out, Howard, no one can figure out he spends a fortune on jewelry. And it's so patronizing to think that we wouldn't even think it would be in that. Of course it is.
My homie from Greenpoint says this is also a wonderful clip to showcase his madness, that he thinks he can convince us that he's an everyman, and that will make him likable. Yeah.
Think about it this way. More information came out about Howard's spending habits for, a little piece of jewelry than his entire home in Florida.
Yes.
All the time since he bought it.
Yes.
And then it was at that Allison point. Was it Greenpoint that made? But you could talk about Allison's miscarriage. This is off limits.
Bloody miscarriage, right?
Yeah,
But this is off limits.
This is all. He's terrified. I mean, you could feel this isn't shtick. This isn't him. He is terrified, and heads will roll. Plug heads will roll after when they get off the air.
It was all
never
about,
again are they reported on.
He's Mr. Blue Collar, and he's terrified that people will think of him any other way.
Artie hit some nice that they went on the roast about this, about neutering the news.
Yeah, well, listen, you know what? He got what he wanted. So, fuck off. You know, it's just...
Bye-bye. Yeah, that's a really good point. If this was really an issue, then you just go into their office off air and you tell them, don't do that again.
Don't do it again.
Turn it into a total bit.
But now you have consumers, so you have people who are paying for this shit and want to know. Mr. Huckster ran around bragging that Beth and I are game on. You can report on all of us. We're an open book. It's a reality show. I'm the first reality show, and now you're taking it away. It's the ultimate bait and switch. This is just like step one in watering down this show. It was like little by little, he sort of kept taking stuff away. This is step one.
So there's nothing left.
Cheap Jew bastard.
Yeah.
Very nice, Monique.
It was a total Wiggin switch.
JD's infatuation with Liz Aiello was healthier than Ed Koch's dance routine at Oedipus Rex recital, for Christ's sake.
You know, none of you realize Dennis Miller, and the way he actually talks, his cadence is exactly like that. But also the words that he says, you know, basically what he does is he piles like a bunch of really big words together.
He doesn't even pronounce them right.
And doesn't even pronounce them right, and thinks that it's like...
He wants you to... He loves when you don't laugh, too, because he wants you to... He knows a reference in a word you don't know. He's like, what is he saying? Oh, my God. You're so cerebral, Dennis.
Yeah, he's quite the erudite, right? He's just...
The erudite.
So, it's time for a Whiskers moment. So, hey, Whiskers.
Hey, Mo, how you doing?
Hi. What's going on,
how's
Whiskers?
it going?
What do you got for us tonight, Phineas?
Well, a little bird that used to work on the Stern Show told me that that John Hine fired Buckwalt as his agency because he fell on some high moral standard after finding out that the top agents there were involved in the Bubba sex scandal and had sex with Bubba's wife.
Really?
Yes, apparently.
So is that why he's not getting any more work, basically?
Well, you know, when's the last time you saw John Hine on anything?
No, well, that's true.
He used to be on ESPN. He used to be all over the place. He had that amazing show where he ate plain cheeseburgers. But now, you know, he fired his agent because apparently screwing Bubba's wife was, you know, drawing the line.
Interesting gossip. Whiskers. Anybody from New York in the chat? Was it called Loudmouth? That New York sports show he was doing?
Yes.
It was like a half-hour show. Is it not on anymore? And so he was on. No, that's a good. He was on the MLB channel, right? Wasn't he doing panel work for the MLB channel?
He was on everything for a minute.
Yeah.
So Lou's like, I understand him. It's a miracle.
Shut up.
All right, so basically what you're telling us is that that John Hine fired... John Hine. Yeah, John Hine fired the Buckwald agency because he felt morally that it was not the right agency to have, since top agent there was actually screwing Bubba's wife. Didn't that guy get caught up in the whole scandal with Bubba's wife? And
he did.
I wonder if he was ever named as one of the clientele.
Apparently, Mr. Whiskers is the only person that didn't have sex with Bubba's wife.
It's true. I love when Arm engages with Whiskers with no shtick voice whatsoever. He's like, yeah, you're absolutely right, Whiskers.
Well, that's a really cogent point, Whiskers. I find that the Buckwald agency represents a lot of people that are out of their league. Could you imagine missing out on that 10% of that Big Mouth's money? I really feel sorry for the Buckwald agency.
Well, you know what, John? You can always sell those test strips on Craigslist. I think you can make good money with those.
All right, well, thank you for that amazing information. I'm really I
told everybody, keep your expectations low.
And you know the agency.
They can't all be winners. They can't all be diamonds.
You know, CAA and UTA were all in line to get that Hine career, which is just going to permeate the next couple of decades. He's taking showbiz by...
Oh, did we lose him?
Lose him.
Arm?
Oh, no.
Nah, fooled you.
I think the show ran out of gas.
We got nothing else. We are out of. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so that you know when we're going to have a new show. Thanks.